Morning, April 22nd. We're back here with the Hoist off-road recovery truck build. We'll come back to the big dog in a minute. Just want to remind y'all who we are, like you don't know. You're that crazy guy in Chino. So anyway, Hoist off-road recovery. We're doing the rebuild on the truck. We've updated the front end to a Dana 60, got some lift in it so it's set level. Mainly, you guys have seen all that in prior videos. Where we're at, I haven't done a video in damn a week. So where we're at, let's start with Big Boy here. So one of our primary sponsors, helpers, anytime I've had a problem needing winch component stuff, all I gotta do is holler at them. They're down in Phoenix. It's Big Dog Winch. This one here is one of their newest, 18,500 pound. It will pull 10,000 off the first roll, straight line, no snatch blocks, like nothing. So anyway, we're getting a little bit of a first look. We got the winch box all in. Had to go get roughly $50 worth of hardware, about 50 pieces, and we still got a lot to go because we got drill bolts for up here for in the winch plate, here for the support plate. That is the winch plate. It will set up in the, you guys have seen that already, it will set up where the old winch did. It'll cradle here, and we're going to put a 15,000 pound Bulldog there, and then probably it's going to get a move bumper and another 15,000 pound up front. So hopefully my intent was to keep the winch, aka this one, under the deck. I'm gonna have to relocate this, not a big deal, but originally I wanted to literally have the wrecker equipment, aka the headstand and the boom and all that. I really wanted this mounted down just above frame level, but it puts the top just about even with the cab. Yes, it's not level right now. That's because when we did the thing, these kicked out a little bit. There's a couple bolts up inside there. We will loosen those. We will get him positioned in the middle of his plate where he needs to be, and we'll drill and tap for bolts. Definitely gonna do 3, maybe might get as crazy as 6 across there, we'll see. There's a fix me. So let's talk about things I'd change if I knew, which I should have known because I could have mocked all this up. But seeing how the bed is sitting on my primary lift, and I've got it where the brakes are not right, and the pigeons are visiting this morning. You cool, my bird? Oh, oh. How long will you stay around? How close can I get? I think they figure I'm going to eat them, and I might if times got hard. Anyway, let's zoom back out. Oh, I seen a fire zipping through here too. It's a fire. Helper dog. All right. Anyway, there we go. I was zoomed the wrong way. So where was I? Let's talk oopses and changes. I've already changed this once, and somehow or another when I laid it out, it's off an inch. It's 48 inches, but it's off an inch that way, so I got to cut the stands off again and move it. Now, next thing. I was looking at frame width, and originally I was going to come with the plate up either this way and up, and so if I was going to do it with the plate, I needed it frame width. So that's the way I cut it. On hindsight, I should have went ahead and actually left that, the 48 that I have set up, planned for inside the bed. It would have been all right. It would have worked out, and I would have had that much more support underneath it. Not that I give a shit, because I'm going to put a bolt in. I'm probably, like I said, I'm probably going to space out and put 6. That's what I kind of counted for. So we'll get one here at the outside, another one about there, Probably another one about there, same thing on the other side. So it'll have plenty of bolts in it. When I took this apart, it only had 2 bolts per side there and 2 through the top plate. Once I get it all set up and marked, and again, now this I really couldn't have changed when I built my perches that are underneath Red Bob. I actually brought them out far enough so I could catch that outside bolt, but again, I'll have enough meat in this. As you can see, I got to get in here with the red oxide. That was the downside. I still got to do a little touch up, but it's just rough covering to keep it from rusting. So anyway, if I would have built the stands for this, I would have did them with the extensions, so I would have come that far out. Once again, not a big deal. I have to pull that bed member back out, which ain't a big deal. I can get it from the bottom. Most of the stuff is built with captured hardware. Either the bolt is already welded in, you can see here on the back side. I guess I got to go around the back side. Let's look at a different one. There you go. You can see how we just welded the back side of the bolt in. That way they're captured. You ain't got to have 3 guys to take it apart. The only ones I did not capture the nuts on or the bolts are these 4. Why? I haven't decided yet. I still might change it, mainly because you can get at it pretty easy, especially the way I'm setting it up. So if we ever have to work on this, you can take a box side off. That back support is doing 2 things. Number 1, back bed support and getting me up. If you look, like I said, if I relocate the box, I'm golden. It has a bolt going in. There, you can barely see them in there, welded in, going through for nutting on the bottom, and then we got 2 more bolt holes here. That way, this structure, if it gets pulled, it's going to be getting pulled on that way. This structure, again, is holding down force where it's coming off the boom, because you're pulling against it and it's trying to push it that way. So the force comes down through those and into this plate, hence why I have it braced to the back, not to the front, and just the bolts. That's a bed mount. He's right and where he's supposed to be. So yeah, originally they had the 2 bottom ones, I think, on the other side, and the 2 middle ones on this side. I added these. I upped it to 4 a side, and if I was building this from the get-go, I would have probably lined it up so I could have got 6. Over redundant? Yes, absolutely. Do I want to break? No, I absolutely don't. So, what we had on time, 8 minutes, not bad. Like I said, that's one thing I got to cut apart and fix, and oddly enough, I've cut that one apart and fixed it once, which it wasn't a fix. It was actually, number 1, I didn't like the weight of that tubing for the upright, and number 2, to get my where I need to be level, I needed another 1/2 inch. It's not quite dead nuts perfect across. That back bed not bad, that back bed not bad. The pedestal mount for that sets a little lower. This bed mount sets way lower. The back one and the front mount about the same. So the difference there I'm not worried about, once again, because first thing we'll do is we'll get that bolted down solid. Second thing we'll do is we'll unloosen those bolts. We'll center that up where it needs to be, and start drilling more holes again. I think I've got an accurate count so far of the holes drilled. At some point I might actually give something away if somebody wants to guess and gets anywhere near right, but like I said, it's kind of funny because some of them have been drilled 3 times for 1 hole, and that's not because I'm messing up. I think I said that before. That's because you drill a pilot, then a bigger hole, and then the final size, get to that final destination. So now the reason this is built the way it is, aside from bed mount and built so I can pull against it, is because when I bust this box apart, we're going to cut them. We're probably going to leave about maybe 1 inch, 2 inches, somewhere up there. what we got here for probably whatever this flange is on the bottom, about the same as what we'll leave, and we will cut this back plate completely off very carefully. So when we set it up, we can bolt stuff together, and then we'll cut along up through here, down that side of that, probably that angle iron, or right at the corner. I'll make up my mind. And so this plate will be one piece of the box, and it will bolt directly up against that. So I can take off either side and still be running. Sorry, that side of the bed, this side of the bed. I know you guys are like, what is he talking about? So that's what the bed looks like from the back end. So that back plate will come off, and it will bolt individually to this back plate. Then that side we'll split it probably in the middle, and we'll slide it in. I don't know if I'm going to change the dimensions on the box at all. I'd really love to do a roll on this, and if I'd built it originally I might have, but I ain't going back and having another piece of metal made for it to do it. It would be a pain. We might modify it, I don't know, we'll see how it sits. Mainly it's about that ground clearance. Thankfully this truck's been bobbed back, which it has to be to run the record deck, to get the boom in the right spot. Okay, I'm over 10 minutes. I've talked too long. It's break time. I gotta go collect my rollback and possibly get back in the tow world. I got till about noon before my partner takes hiatus and heads out for the weekend. So anyway, guys, I hope you have a great day, and we'll see you on down the road somewhere.